Hi there, welcome back to Hoopsa. QPR face Stoke City at home tomorrow. So let's talk about Stoke City and how they've been getting on in the Championship this season. It's been a pretty mixed bag for the Potters this season so far. They're currently sitting in 16th place on 21 points, with 6 wins, 3 draws and 8 losses. Stoke supporters would have been buoyed with a 4-1 win on the opening day of the season against Rotherham at home, especially after a pretty poor winless run of 7 matches at the tail end of the last Championship season. One being a 1-0 loss at home to QPR in the penultimate match of the season, which did ultimately secure safety for QPR. But after that thrashing of Rotherham, Stoke would win just 2 of their next 10 fixtures, with narrow wins against Watford and Bristol City. Now strangely, everything changed in the space of just 1 week in late October, with 3 successive wins against Sunderland, Leeds and Middlesbrough. That lifted them into 11th place, just 4 points off of the playoff positions. Now the match before Sunderland, the first of the 3 wins, Stoke had lost 2-0 to league leaders Leicester City, and that had left them 21st in the table, just 2 points above the bottom 3. That had been their 6th defeat in 8 games, including a 2-0 loss to Bournemouth in the Carabao Cup. So what changed? Well, it seems the international break before that Sunderland match gave Alex Neil a little bit more time to bed in what is a pretty new squad. Stoke signed a staggering 18 players in the summer, so it's a pretty massive overhaul of the playing squad. It takes time for players to find form and for managers to find out who works where, and clearly this extra couple of weeks on the training ground allowed him to get that selection right. They followed up their 3 successive wins with 2 0-0 draws against Cardiff and Coventry. In that unbeaten run of 5 matches, they conceded just 1 goal. But their biggest issue since their opening day demolition of Rotherham has reared its head again, and that is their struggle to score goals. This season so far, they've scored just 16 in 17 games, with a quarter of them coming on the opening day. For context, 16 is the same as Rotherham, who currently sit in the relegation zone, and only Huddersfield, QPR and Sheffield Wednesday have less. And that issue was very much present on Saturday with a 3-0 home loss to Blackburn Rovers in their first match after this international break. That ended their unbeaten run of 5, and that's now 3 matches in a row that they've not been able to score in. In fact, it's sounding very similar to Marty Cifuentes' QPR. Stoke dominated possession with 66% of the ball. They had 659 passes to Blackburn's 359 passes, but it seems they are completely toothless at the moment. In fact, they were poor enough that according to reports, the sponsors didn't actually name a man of the match for the result. Like many clubs in the lower half of the Championship, Stoke don't really have an out-and-out goal scorer. Their top goal scorer, Kuna Vigil, has 5 so far, but 4 of those came in the month of August. Winger Lloris has 3 goals and 2 assists, while last season's top scorer, Tyrese Campbell, who scored 9, only has 1 so far, though he did miss most of October with a hip injury. I think for me, this run is a sign that this is still a very new team. They're clearly capable of dominating the ball, but with 18 new players, it really could take the whole season to find out if they're any good or not. That makes them something of an unpredictable entity going into this match. So how did we get on last time Stoke came to QPR? Well, it was September 2022. It was Michael Beale's 10th match in charge. And although it was pretty lively, it did end 0-0. So lastly, my prediction. Stoke don't score many, but we score even less. But the optimist in me says that Cifuentes needs to take initiative and change something up front. So I suspect we're going to see a little bit of a shuffling of the pack, either 2 up top or potentially Dykes being dropped to the bench. If Clark-Salter comes in at the back, Cannon comes in at right back, we tighten up that defence. I'm going to be brave and go for a scrappy 1-0 home win for our first home win since March. And no, I haven't been drinking today. Right, thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and score predictions in the comments below, and hopefully we can get a good result. Come on, you Rs.